Every 4 years, the world watches the World Cup. Fans celebrate. Players become legends. But behind the goals and trophies lies a question almost nobody asks. Why would a country spend billions of dollars just to host a football tournament? Is it really about sport? Or is the World Cup one of the biggest geopolitical investments on Earth? The answer might completely change how you see football. I will reveal the hidden, powerful secrets behind the World Cup. The World Cup is more than a sporting event. It's one of the largest global stages a country can ever receive. For weeks, billions of people watch your cities, community, culture, infrastructure, and hospitality. Hosting allows governments to present themselves to the world in the best possible light. In international relations, this kind of influence is often called soft power, which is the ability to shape perceptions through attraction rather than force. In many ways, countries are competing for attention, just as much as football teams compete for the trophy. Most people think the government spends billions of money on the airport alone. Subscribe to my channel to see the next video on what the government spends money on to host the World Cup. I will reveal what the government spends billions on to host the World Cup. When people hear that governments spend billions on the World Cup, they often imagine giant stadiums. But stadiums are only part of the story. Host nations frequently invest in airports, roads, rail systems, telecommunications, hotels, and public spaces. These projects can continue, serving residents and visitors long after the final match. That tournament often becomes a deadline that accelerates growth and infrastructural development. Like and subscribe to see the next video on World Cup business strategy that drives the World Cup. Millions of visitors travel during the World Cup. They book hotels, eat in restaurants, use local transportation, and shop in local businesses. Governments often hope this activity will stimulate the economy and encourage future tourism and investment. A successful event can also strengthen a country's reputation as a destination for conferences, business, and future international events. Subscribe for more geopolitics, economics, and global power insights. One of the most valuable outcomes isn't measured in ticket sales. It's measured in perception. If billions of viewers associate a country with modern cities, hospitality, and successful organization, that image can influence tourism, business, and diplomacy for years. This is why hosting a World Cup is often described as an investment in national branding. Click on the subscribe button to see the next video on the World Cup investment risk nobody talks about. Not every investment pays off. Some stadiums are difficult and expensive to maintain once the tournament ends. If there isn't enough demand for future events, these facilities can become underused. Governments also face the challenge of balancing major event spending with other national priorities. That's why economists and policymakers often debate whether the long-term benefits justify the costs. In many ways, countries don't just compete on the football pitch. They compete for prestige, for influence, investment, tourism, and for global recognition. Hosting the World Cup is a chance to tell the world about what you've built. That's why nations are willing to spend huge sums for just a few weeks of football. Finally, I want you to know that the World Cup isn't only about goals and trophies. It's also about image, economics, diplomacy, and global influence. Behind every match lies a bigger story, where nations compete not just for victory, but for how the world sees them. So the next time you watch a World Cup game, ask yourself, are you watching football or geopolitics in action? Like and subscribe for more updates.